Good morning, dear students. Hope you are all doing well in God's grace. Today we are going to see the lesson Indian Constitution. The Constitution is the fundamental law of a country which reflects the fundamental principles on which the government of a country is based. Well, read with me the definition of Constitution. This is one of your short answer. The Constitution is the fundamental law of a country which reflects the fundamental principles on which the government of that country is based. The second point says that the Constitution is a vehicle of nation's progress. You are too familiar with the word vehicle. And you know, without the vehicle or transport, a person cannot move from one place to another. So as like that, without the Constitution, the nation cannot progress or shine. Well, the concept of Constitution was first originated in USA. So our Indian Constitution has also have been borrowed the concept from various countries. Okay, why do we need this Constitution? What were its uses? Let's see. The Constitution governs us, protects us, and also guides us. So children, we all need a governing protection to guide our life. It is also said the principles to live as we desire. What do you mean by our desire? The desire should not harm or hurt other person. So in that sense, we need a law to guide us and also to fulfill the beliefs of different segments of the citizen. You know, India have been with various people, different types of people, different types of languages speaking. And you know, it have been division with the caste and community. So all these people have to survive in a peaceful way of manner. For that, we hardly need a protection through the Constitution. Well, how do this Constitution have been made? It is framed by Constituent Assembly in 1946. You know, when do we have got the independence? It is in 1947. So before a year, they have started to frame the Constitution, frame the laws for the nation. So the representatives to make this Constitution is of about 389 members. The temporary president, Dr. Sachidananda Sinha, was alive, but on the process, he was about to die. So, the elected president, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, have been nominated. So, under his guidance, the Constitution have been set up or framed in a proper way. Okay, students, it was not a process that has been done within a week or within a month. Here you can see it has been with 11 sessions of great people, important personalities discussing about the Constitution. It has been taken of about 166 days. 2,473 amendments have been put forth. Of all these discussion, It has been come into fruitful under the chairman Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, who was called as a father of Indian Constitution, have framed this in a proper way and had it made it in a final decision to call it as Indian Constitution. Here you see the word amendments, 2473 amendments. What do you mean by amendments? The change of laws or change in the laws. Okay? Well, okay students, it not only have been discussed among the Constituent Assembly, the drafted constitution have been discussed by the various people of the society, the press members and the provincial assembly members also. They also have been put forth their ideas to bring it to the finalization of constitution. Thus, it has been adopted on November 26, 1949. But it came into force. The constitution has came into force on January 26, 1950. The day January 26 have been celebrated as Republic Day even nowadays. So every year January 26 is celebrated as Republic Day. That's a day where Constitution came into force. We'll move on to the salient features of the Constitution. It's a lengthiest written constitution of the world and also have been borrowed different provision from different countries. Partly it is rigid and flexible. It has been divided or constituted by federal and parliamentary type of system. The constitution has a secular state. What's the meaning of secular? Free of following any religion. The next, it has a good introduction of UAF. What is UAF? Universal Adult Franchise, which says or gives a provision of voting. Whoever have been attained the age of 18, especially a citizen, no variation between the citizen. The one who have been attained the age of 18 have right to vote without any discrimination. That was a provision given by Universal Adult Franchise. It also provides independent judiciary. So the judiciary have no guidance or dependent on any other source. So it is being given as independent judiciary. A single citizenship. Whoever have been born in India have a citizenship. And also it has been given a special provision for the minorities, the scheduled tribe and scheduled caste. We cannot able to leave them as it is. We have to improve their status, their condition, their dignity. That's why Constitution provides a special provision for these type of people. Well, read with me the salient features because it is one of your answer. It is the lengthiest of all the written constitution of the world. It has been borrowed most of its provision from the constitution of various countries. It is partly rigid and partly flexible. It establishes a federal system of government. It makes India a secular state. It provides an independent judiciary, not under any source. It introduces universal adult franchise and accords the right to vote of all citizens above the age of 18 without any discrimination. Discrimination in the sense without any variation. Now we will move on to the first page. The first page of the Constitution is called as preamble. What is preamble in the Constitution? It gets a greater value because it gives the definition of the total book Constitution. It is a key to the Constitution. It begins with the phrases, "We the people of India." By this you can understand the people of India have been constituted the Constitution. So on behalf of the people, the important personalities have taken everyone's mind into the Constitution, which protects the whole nation. It is also called as a preface or introduction for the Constitution. The first page, that is the thing I wanted to say. So what do this first page contain? Why do it gets a greater value? Because of the summary or essence, you know very well. A piece or dot that is more valuable. So as like that, the first page of Constitution is preamble. It's more value and it is the essence of the whole book. The objective resolution drafted by Jawaharlal Nehru, our former Prime Minister. He was the first Prime Minister and we have to salute him. What do this preamble states? Preamble states sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic and republic. Its aim is to secure citizen in social, economic and political justice. Preamble also guarantees liberty, equality and fraternity. Liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship. Equality in the sense it gives the status and opportunity for the citizen. Fraternity is the word, gives you the meaning of brotherhood. So it promotes fraternity among all Indians. You know, in pledge we just say about all Indians or my brothers and sisters. So the preamble also guarantees fraternity. Okay. This liberty, equality and fraternity were been important slogans during the French Revolution in 1789. They are given importance in the preamble of our Constitution. Okay. And the next one, it says about Prem Bihari Narain Raizada was the calligrapher, one who has been written or formatted the Indian Constitution. The original Constitution was handwritten by him in a flowing italic style. That is what is calligrapher mean. Citizenship. So all these time I was talking about the Constitution, which benefits, which secures, which guides and governs the citizen. So what do you mean by citizenship? Just look into this phrases. The word citizen is derived from the Latin word civics. It means the resident of a city-state. The Constitution of India provides for a single and uniform citizenship for the whole of India. Well, children, this is one of the answer. Be careful with the answer. Learn properly. When do the Citizenship Act come into force? In 1955. It has been amended, got changes in the Act for more than 8 times. And also it provides 2 types of citizenship. One is acquisition, getting it, and the other one is loss of citizenship, that is losing citizenship. So we'll move on to the detail of acquisition of citizenship. It gives 5 ways to acquire the citizenship: through birth, through descent, and with the registration, naturalization, incorporation of territory. We'll see what's that. First one, by birth. All persons born in India on or after January 26, 1950 are treated as citizen by birth. The next one, a person born outside India shall be a citizen by India if his father is a citizen of India. So through descent, the successor will be an Indian. The third one, a person can acquire citizenship of India by registration with appropriate authority. So authority gives right. Fourth, a foreigner can acquire Indian citizenship on application for naturalization to the government of India. So if he wanted to survive in India, he has a right to get the citizenship. Final one, in an event of a certain territory being added to the territory of India, to our Indian government, it provides all the person in that territory have been considered as a citizen of India, provides citizenship. The next, we'll move on to the loss of citizenship. It gives 3 ways. Okay, renunciation, termination, and deprivation. What is renunciation? Voluntarily, if any citizen wanted to give away, it is accepted. So that is what is just renouncing his citizenship. It is by voluntarily, volunteership. The termination, citizen acquire citizenship from other country, it's quite naturally it gets terminated. That citizenship has been avoided. Even if he surrenders or not to the Indian government, his citizenship gets cancelled. Deprivation, it is done only by the central government. When a citizen is found fraud, not good, cheating the government, false representation, if he instead of the other person he reacts by himself, false representation, trade with enemy country, or sentence of imprisonment for a period of 2 years. So all these cases deprive their own citizenship. So it is deprived by the central government. We'll move on to the next slide. The amendment of Constitution. We'll get the full definition of the amendment. Amendment denotes the changes or improvement or modification in the laws, in the Constitution. For an example, the Constitution have been framed in 1950 with single amendment. If there is any changes, that first law, the written law will not be changed. It will be there. Instead of that, we'll be adding one more provision to that. That's why it has been called as the Indian Penal Code 43 or 83 or 103. It will be again added with 43A. or 103A. So likewise, the amendment gets changed up. So it goes on A, B, C according to the society changes, according to the person's survival. That is what is called as amendment of constitution. Who has the power? Only the parliament has the power to amend. How do they amend the constitution? The procedure for amending the constitution. The bill should be passed in the parliament. What do you mean by bill? If there is any changes have to be done in the constitution, that constitution, the change have to be put forth in the parliament. So a committee of members will discuss about the changes, whether it is needed, or they'll just move on with the discussion to put forth in a proper way. So they'll get for the voting. Of about 2/3 of the people vote for the present change, it gets approval. Only the president have the assent to give approval for the parliamentary session to pass the bill. This was the procedure. It cannot be changed. Any laws in the constitution cannot be changed immediately. So we have a procedure with the assent of president, we can change with the discussion. What were the types of amendment? It may be with a very simple majority in the parliament. They sit together and have a right to amend and get a concern from the president. That is the first type. And the second type, with the special majority, whom we call as important personalities, the higher officials, they have a major provision to change the constitution. Ratification of half of the state legislature. In the first and second type, we have certain people to make the changes. But over here, half of the state legislature have to accept the constitution, the changes in the constitution. And finally, they have to get the approval from the president. So this is what is the procedure that has been done by the committee members to change the constitution, to amend the constitution. Well, we are in the last part. Just look into that. Move on to the fourth line. The 42nd Amendment Act in 1976 have transferred 5 subjects to concurrent list from state list. So it has been amended in 1976. The Act 42nd Amendment have been transferred. So in 1950, the Constitution came into force, and of about 26 years later, they went to amend this 42nd Act. So it's a need for the present society to have some changes in the Constitution, to modify or rectify some of the doubts. So all these can have the provision through the amendment. That is what has been given over here. Well, we'll move on to the homework. Today's homework, you have 4 questions. This constitution, citizenship and salient feature you have already seen in the lesson. But the fundamental rights, that will be in the following session, but you know very well this fundamental rights. So look into the book, mark the answers properly and follow the homework. Dear children, please need not post the homework from morning itself. Learn by heart. Be good enough, genuine get the parent's signature, write the homework and post it between 5 to 6. God bless you all. Thank you.